Right. It's 6:55. Wednesday. Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving, Mrs. G.
Yeah.
Same to all of you. You know, um I had this little girl way back in kindergarten came home from school and said, "Grandma, look at my paper," and it's they made it at school the Thanksgiving card, and I, I, I said, "What's that?" I said, "Tell me what is Happy Thanksgiving in Chamorro," and you know I'm from tomorrow, but I haven't heard that for a long time. And I said, no, I don't really know. I said, okay, listen. You guys know who I'm talking about. Biba haanin manai gracias. That was really something. And I
Yeah.
hold that on my heart that she had to teach me this. So, Biba haanin manai gracias for all of you there at KUAM.
Oh, you too, Mrs. G. You too. What time's our mochi getting here?
Actually, I was baking when I wish you guys happy Thanksgiving, and now I have to stop because I have to get on that
Oh no,
Zoom with
never
you.
mind,
But
never
don't
mind. No, 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 no. We'll cancel the interview. Go and bake. Finish baking.
See, she's always a teacher. She's
Yeah.
always passing down knowledge.
So Mrs. G, there was a big Guam Education Board meeting last night. Well, I don't know if it was big or not, but big enough to get you on the show. So you want to go ahead and just tell us what happened?
it wasn't that big. I think at the end was the one where it was big, right? But well, it's our regular monthly meeting by law, and we superintendent gave his update report on this on the reopening timelines and also his dashboard. And with the school reopening timeline, we have been having work session every Friday, school readiness, and it's an update. So that's what it was all about. And also some of the committees that we have, just to update, like our national NASB conference, virtual, just to share what happened there. And Dr. McInch is still the regional area director for the 14 Western states plus the two territories. And I got elected to be on the nomination committee for at large, meaning I don't represent a region, but I'm one of the two on the Western regions. I mean, on the at large. So that's an honor. Uh,
Congratulations.
thank you. And I know senators are listening to this. We are going to submit a supplemental budget. So the heads up, senators, we are coming in with a supplemental budget, and we want to see what they can do to help us. It's after election, so I hope the promise that they say education is top priority will really be top priority, because we need that. You know, our fundings are we're we look forward. So it's like, show us what you're gonna do since election is over. We don't want to wait for another 2 years before they come back and say election is our top priority. I mean, education is our top priority. So I know they're listening to this one. Also, the mayor, Representative Mayor Savares on the board, just give a brief update of what the mayors are doing, and I really appreciate because they're helping us on these food commodities, also reaching out to those families that have not yet been being identified and coming back to school. So we want to thank the Mayor's Council of Guam for all the support that they have been giving this board and the department. Um, then we talk about the our high risk. Of course, there's a change of administration, so now we're waiting to see who will be the Secretary of Education. I know I know that in the transition of this incoming president, one of the state board members that I have met, I think is on the transition. So hopefully, we will get all that help. But we are getting there on the high risk. What really took long is we wanted to just acknowledge our employees of the Department of Education, our stakeholders, by wishing them happy Thanksgiving. And I had to get I gave all the board members, 9 board members, plus the mayors, the ex officios, to wish the employees and the families of of GDOE happy Thanksgiving. So that's the one that take long. But other than that, we had a good meeting.
Did
So
you guys discuss Simon Sanchez High School? The design I for Simon Sanchez?
that's still in the design. There's no report for us as of now. But in the December meeting, I'm sure superintendent will give us an update.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought I heard him say something about a meeting that was going to be held with stakeholders and parents and teachers and staff. So.
Oh, no, I haven't. That's he hasn't informed that, but probably after Thanksgiving
Right.
that he will let us know. But other than that, we just wanted to, even KUM, thank you for all the support that you gave us. And also, we had 2 of our Island Board of Governing students. We always have them on our board meeting to give us their report of what's happening with them, or what are they hearing at the schools. And we had 2 awesome reporters. One is from Simon Sanchez, Jim Pampalona. This kid is awesome. He's ranking number 3 now in his class of 2021. We had Mark Mazu from JFK. He's one of the top swimmer right now. So, we really appreciate all what this group of students are doing. And they did the last presentation they did was Monday to the to middle and high school students on the school reopening plan 2021. And they did really good. They did. Each one of them took a slide and present what's happening. So just want to thank all of them and thank the parents too for supporting their kids, the principals. So one of these days, I'll find a way to get them on your link.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you can talk to them. They're awesome students, I tell you.
We'd certainly
you know.
appreciate that. Can we talk a little bit more about this supplemental budget that you warned the legislature that's coming their way? How much is the supplemental budget? How much you guys going to be requesting?
The superintendent is working on that now, but remember we got a $50 million cut, and this is a lot for DOE. Yeah, people were saying that's a lot for DOE, but remember we have 30,000 students. We have the heart, and we need to provide those services. We have students with special needs, and we appreciate the federal fundings that we're receiving, but that can't handle it. Our interscholastic, I understand yesterday the coaches had their own forum of what to plan in the event that they are going back to offering the interscholastic sports. So those are the things that, if people saying that DOE is getting too much money, no, they really need to be there to know what's going on. It's really hard, even though they say, oh, schools are closed, students are not there, power, water. Remember that we cannot turn off the air conditions in those rooms, because what's going to happen? It's going to be, the rooms will be moldy, or equipment that are in there. So it takes people to come in, and we invite them, come in, and if you want to see. And we're still operating because the grab and go meals that even if every Friday the food are being distributed to family. We have teachers that come and use the internet at the school. We have employees that are there that grab and learn. There's a lot of things happening. So even though we close we're not on the face-to-face, but employees are still there. And we really the board is very concerned of the health and safety of our employees, our students, if we were to go back face-to-face. So there's a lot of work. It's just that, I guess, being on this PICO one, that nothing is happening at school. No, you drive by every day and you'll find our grass, the grass cutting at the school. I'm very concerned on that, because even though we're not on the face-to-face, but our school grounds needs to be maintained.
Right.
And it's no fault of the principal at the school that the grass are not cutting. It's no longer the mayor's responsibility because the funding was taken away. It was given to DOE. DOE contracted 2 vendors out. You know, 3 Saturdays ago, I went around all the schools just to see the schoolmate grounds. And I'll tell you, I'm behind this now, that I want to make sure as a board member and as a grandparent of great grandparent of students that our school grounds are well maintained. This contractor have to do their job because they're getting paid. And I do not want to see any of our own employees be the one to be cutting the grass at the school, because they're being hired for a teacher assistant,
Right.
school aide, all his staff. So that's, people knows already. The mayors know that I am really very concerned when it comes to how the ground maintenance at school, because this is for our kids.
Right.
And we don't want their school to look abandoned just because we're not face to face. And I'm very loud on that. So
What
Now,
about
they-
the Education Financial Supervisory Commission? They met yesterday via Zoom, but I know during one of the last meetings there was discussion amongst the board about this particular commission, and I want to say that I think it was the superintendent who was tasked to write a letter to the Attorney General's office to come up with a position or even an opinion on the issue. Have you received anything from the AG's office, or was that even discussed?
You know, we superintendent wrote in. We're still waiting, but I have made it very clear that we're just going to go straight to the senators. The senators in Augustine's office, because his office is a member of this Education Supervisory Commission, to look at the law. That law needs to be amended. There's a reason for that way back, right?
Yeah.
Former rest in peace, Senator Pangilinan, is because of the high risk. But we are already, we're in this now that a lot of those conditions have been removed. So we need to just, be on our own. And for many years when that was established, we were never told that by a member of that Education Supervisory Commission that we're overstepping our excuse me, our boundary, because we never overstep our boundary, and that's why we wanted a clarification. So Senators in Augustine's office will be working with us to look at the law and amend that law. We submitted their declaration or resolution of because every time they give us a report, then we review that, then we acknowledge. So as far as yesterday's meeting, I'm not aware. I mean, I don't know what happened because the board is not in that a member. This is the superintendent, so I have to check with him what happened at the meeting. But when someone say you overstepping your boundary, we're not, because we're just following. As the board, we adopt the budget. We have financial fiduciary responsibility. So it was just an individual that came and became a member, and why the AG has not responded, I don't know.
I just remember this kind of stood out to me when you guys were discussing this I want to say last month, and some of the responsibilities that kind of overlap between the Guam Education Board and this commission. And then you take a look at who's on the commission, who are members of that commission. It's interesting to see who's on there. But
yes, and Sabrina, way before that, because it was doing an informational virtual meeting that we were participating, that someone made that comment. But in the past, public auditor BJ Cruz was in that commission, and so other members, but we were never told until this individual, and I did not accept that. So that's why I wanted clarification, and I am Senators in August, and I'm sure is listening, that we really mean, we can't continue this to be told that we're overlapping or overstepping, because the board has a responsibility to the Department of Education. So But that's but it was a good meeting. We just wanted to acknowledge our employees, and DOE, Guam Department of Education is the PICA Department of the Year. That's an honor. When are you gonna make us be the KUM Department of the Year?
We'll see what we can do. But just to go back on the reopening report that the superintendent presented last week, he just wrapped up those stakeholder meetings that he's been holding for the past, I think, couple of weeks. But you also attended, right, some of those stakeholder meetings. And if you could just share what were some of the concerns, maybe, or even suggestions that were brought up by those who participated.
Yes, I attended every one of those meetings, and hearing from parents their concern of their kids coming back to school. Yes, there's some that their kids wanted to come back to school. We miss the kids. I miss going to school and to the school and seeing those kids. But we have to we make them understand health and safety. They had some issues about their kids online. It's just sometimes it's just a lack of clarification. They have some good suggestions. So those are the things that during the meeting. But there's more of a shout out to their schools. Like in each region, shout out to the good things that their schools are doing for their kids. And yes, it's a hard time, and they really don't. I also wanted to continue the hard copy and options. If we were to open face to face, can they still continue the online or the hard copy for their kids? And I understand their concern. I share their concern because I have great grandchildren that are in the school system now. So I also, shared worry about it. And we let them. We make sure that this reopening that timeline that is being presented is not set in stone. It's just the planning.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're ahead in the planning and not when PCOR 1 goes back to PCOR 3 that we're not prepared. But I always believe, and this is what I learned from my colleagues for many years, is if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So I don't want to plan to fail. I want to plan to make sure everything's successful. And my colleagues on the board have really we have been really working hard together. We agree to disagree, but that's part of the job. We don't satisfy everything.
What about
But we understand.
Right. Well, and what about the stakeholder meeting with the parents of the students with disabilities? How did that meeting go? And I'm not even sure how that's going to work with the face to face.
Yes, I attended that, and a lot of the concern to the parents is that asking is like they're because their kids are special. These are very special kids, and they wanted to know about when can they the face to face, and some of them, like those that have the IEP, and not right now they have like intermittent IEP, but they're concerned, and then they're very they understand also, but I guess it's hard because they really want their kids to go back to face, and we just wanted to make them understand that please, we're doing everything, but we just have to be very careful, and they're still they're still getting the services that's provided, and I just wanted to commend them because they're at the beginning when we first started this many months back. There was just so many issues, concerns, complaints, but now they realize that with all this the virus still going up and everything, they understand now. They feel for their kids too. So but learning never stopped. They continue to get the hard copy. They talk with the teachers. The teachers reach out to the students on online or whatever Google they're using, and they said the kids are good. So and I know we have this grant from the NASB for the elementary Head Start to 5th grade on social and emotional learning, especially during pandemic. And we have a team of 10, 5 teachers, 5 counselors that are doing trainings. One of these days I'll have them, invite them, and and share what social and emotional training that they're doing, because it's really, they're doing it first with the teachers, and then we're going to start doing it, reaching out to the parents.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, Miss G. So we'll just give you the last word and a shout out and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. On behalf of the Guam Education Board, we wish you all happy Thanksgiving. Please stay safe. Please follow the guideline that is put out for social distancing, gathering, because, you know, we are all in this together. And again, to the KUAM, thank you. And Viva Hanin Manay gracias. And I'll bring your not virtual breakfast soon. So I get off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
Mrs.
care.
G. Please take a virtual Thanksgiving plate right behind you. We've prepackaged it. Balutan to go, okay?
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mrs. G.
Adios.
Hasta,
Adios.
Jos. 7:16. Coming back, and Jason Salas going to tell us all about this JA Junior Achievement Team, KUAM's Junior Achievement Team, Create Ability, and the cultural keepsake and guide that they were able to create as part of this